name is Jason Dede. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Ferris State. Thank you for joining us today. Please note that we are recording this presentation and we ask that you mute your audio. Our topics for Admitted Student Live today are housing and dining. We ask that you utilize the chat feature to ask questions throughout today's event. Before we introduce our guests today, you are encouraged to use the hashtag AdmittedStudentLive on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for a chance to win a parking pass for the 2020-2021 academic year at Ferris State, and we'll notify that winner on Tuesday. Again, that's hashtag AdmittedStudentLive on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for your chance to win a parking pass for the coming academic year at Ferris State. So glad to have you with us today, and we have a great panel of folks here to answer questions and provide information about housing and dining at Ferris State University. And to get things started, we want to introduce one of our guests, the Vice President for Administration and Finance at Ferris State, Jim Bachmeyer.
Well, good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. So first I want to welcome you. You probably will get a lot of that between now and when you actually get moved in. But the other thing I want to tell you is that, Ferris really is committed to solving the problems that you may run into. And I'm sort of the guy of last resort. If you ever have something that's not getting resolved, my first question is going to always be, well, who have you talked about that first? But I have the final responsibility for housing, dining, the facilities, that's public safety, parking, athletics, even the bill that you get comes out of my operations. So if something really is just not coming together for you and you really can't get the answer you need somewhere else, my door's open. I'm easy to find. I'm on the website, and I would take your call or email. So I just want to tell you that I think you made a good choice to be a part of Ferris. We're pretty proud of what we do here, and it's a little bit weird going to school in a pandemic, but for a lot of people, it beats what you've been doing the last few weeks. So I hope as the semester begins and as it moves on, we're going to open this place up as much as we possibly can. In one way or another, we're committed to making sure you have a good experience.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vice President Bachmeyer. So today, we're going to have some other guests join us, experts in the areas of housing and dining here at Ferris State University, and as well as in the Office of Admissions. And with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague from Admissions to introduce himself.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Stewart. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions Recruitment here at Ferris, and I'm so excited to be here with you this afternoon to help answer any questions you guys may have and have a great presentation.
Yes, and I am Scott Rawson. I'm the Director of Dining Services. So I oversee all the All You Care to Eat dining services, retail operations, and catering. So any questions towards food service or dining, please direct those to me.
Hi, I'm Brian Marquardt. I'm the Director of Housing and Residence Life. Our office is located right next to DPS on the west side of campus on the first floor of Kramer Hall. I'm in charge of all the on-campus housing. So if you have any concerns, issues, or if you just want to chat, my door is open. You can always email me, and I'll turn it over to Emily.
Bulldog. My name is Emily Malloy. I am the hall director in North Hall, and I also oversee a couple other residence halls here on Ferris State's campus. My job really is running the daily operations of what it's like to live in a residence hall or a dorm, as you might be used to calling it, but I live and work in the halls, and I'm really excited to be here and answer all your questions. Jason?
Oh, thank you, Emily, and thank you to our panelists. So what we're going to do momentarily is we have a video prepared that's very informative and addresses a lot of the common questions that students have and provides a lot of information. We'll get into that momentarily, but before we start that, would remind you that please use the chat feature to pose your questions, and you can certainly pose questions starting right now and while the video is playing, and we'll answer them utilizing the chat feature. Then when our video concludes, we'll go to our panel of experts again for live Q&A and answers to your questions. And once again, hashtag AdmittedStudentLive someone participating today that tweets out or uses the Gram or Facebook with Admitted Student Live will win a free parking pass for the coming academic year. But now, please enjoy this.
Welcome, Bulldogs. Here are some insights on where to live, what to bring to campus, dining options, residence life, and student employment opportunities. Ferris has 15 residence hall locations on campus, along with East Campus suites and West Campus apartment living options as well. There are many perks to living on campus, and here are a few reasons why. First is you're living close. Since you would be living on campus, you're in walking distance to all dining locations as well as all of your classes. Second, it's easier to get involved. Living on campus makes it very easy to get involved with RSOs and clubs. One of your on-campus living choices is East Campus Suites. In order to live here, you need to be 19 years old by September 1st or have already completed 2 semesters as a student. East Campus Suites comes fully furnished with the option of 2 or 4 bedroom living spaces equipped with a full kitchen and central air in each suite and laundry in each building. The suites are located near Top Taggart Field, the Student Rec Center, and the University Center. Another living choice is West Campus Apartments. In order to live here, you need to be 19 years old by September 1st or have already completed 2 semesters as a student. West Campus Apartments offers living for students and students with families. They offer several choices for students with 2, 3, or 4 bedroom living options. They are fully equipped with a full kitchen and in-unit laundry. West Campus Apartments are within walking distance to all classes in all academic buildings. Here's a campus map to show you where all housing locations are on campus. Being a broke college student, price is key. When choosing a residence hall, there are a few pricing options, those being single rooms or double rooms. Here's a list breaking up each hall and its prices by its features and cost per month, semester, or academic year. All residence halls have shared bathroom with your suite mates. Honors residence halls are all single rooms with a shared bathroom as well. East Campus Suites and West Campus Apartments are both split into 3 different areas. East Campus Suites is split into 3 buildings, being Pine, Maple, and Oak. The prices vary depending on how many rooms. West Campus Apartments is split into Finch Court, Cardinal Court, and Robin Court. These prices vary depending on how many rooms as well as if they are community or family living spaces. The chart shows each location's pricing broken up by feature per month, semester, or academic year. Once you have decided where you want to live on campus, you now need to complete your housing contract. First, log into your MyFSU and then select Residence. After that, select Hall Contract and then New Student. Once going through these steps, make sure to read the entire contract before signing the bottom and answering a few questions for us. The next step is deciding which meal plan you would like to choose. Ferris has 8 different dining locations, being The Rock, The Quad, Snack Shack, The Market, Founders Grill, Starbucks, and Urban & Gerbert's. You are able to choose between 4 different meal plans, as well as just buying express meals if you choose to do so. These charts show you the pricing for each meal plan, as well as how many dining dollars and guest meal passes are included with each plan. Next, you have a few options when it comes to choosing a roommate. First, you can choose a roommate that you know. Second, you can choose to take the YADA assessment, which is a roommate matching software. Or third, you can choose a roommate based on advanced search options. The YADA assessment only takes 10 to 15 minutes and will match you with your perfect roommate. In order to take the test, first go to your MyFSU and click Room Selection. From there, click the drop-down named YADA Assessment and proceed to the test. This video will take you through the steps of the YADA assessment.
If you're deciding to come to Ferris, you may have a few worries about living on campus. Whether it's because you don't know anyone or you're afraid of living with someone you don't get along with. After all, it's not like you can just find someone before move-in. At least, that's how things used to be. Now, there's Yada. Yada is an online personality assessment that helps you find compatible roommates before you move in, and it's quite simple. To start, go to the Ferris website and click on the MyFSU tab and log in. Once in MyFSU, click the Student tab. Then go to Life at FSU, Dining and Housing, My Housing, Room Selection, and finally, click on Yada Assessment to open the Yada page. Once open, you will have to create an account by entering an email address and a password. Then, you will be asked to enter your name and select a photo for your profile. Now you're ready to start the survey. The survey generally takes about 15 minutes and will ask you a series of questions which will have you rate your levels, pick traits that best describe you, narrow down your personality, and highlight your best and worst traits. Once you have completed the survey, a personal report and snapshot will be created and emailed to you, and you will be given an option to download your report and snapshot and/or post them on social media. The snapshot will contain a quick summary of your personality based on the answers you gave during the survey, while the report will be an 11-page assessment that will go into great detail describing your personality. Yada helps you find a roommate by looking at the students coming to live in the campus halls, who have also taken the assessment, in order to find a roommate that is compatible with your own personality assessment. With Yada, finding a roommate has gotten a lot simpler, and you'll be able to make a new connection that could last a lifetime. So try checking it out. You won't regret it.
Once you have decided on how you would like to choose your roommate, you need to go in and complete your roommate selection. First, you go to Room Selection tab in your MyFSU. From there, you click the Roommate/SuiteMate tab and choose your roommate. In order to make your room selection, you must select a roommate first. After selecting your roommate, you can now select your room. First, go to Room Selection tab in your MyFSU. Next, click on the Select a Room or Suite dropdown. Here is where you will choose what hall and room you would like to live in. If you have already selected a room but are wanting to change it, you follow the same steps and choose Select a Room again in order to change your room. If you're having trouble with your housing contract, watch this short video to walk you through these steps.
Hello there, and welcome to Ferris State University. If you're watching this video, then you're planning on becoming a new resident living in the campus halls here at Ferris. In this video, you will learn how to register for housing, meal plans, and other services offered at Ferris through My Housing. To access My Housing, go to the Ferris website and log into your MyFSU account. Once you are logged in, click on the Student tab, Life at FSU, then Dining and Housing. From there, you can click on My Housing and it will take you to your account page. To sign your housing contract, click the Applications dropdown. In the dropdown, you will see multiple application options such as East Campus Suites, Family Townhouses, Residence Halls, and Apartments. Some of these contracts you will not be qualified for, and most new students to Ferris must sign a Residence Hall contract. Choose whichever application that pertains to you, and on the next page, you can read the contract and electronically sign your name. Once you sign, My Housing asks you to fill out some personal information. After that, you will be asked for payment method for the housing contract. When you click Continue, the next page will allow you to pick your meal plan. After you have picked your meal plan, you're all done and have finished your contract. Next, we're going to select a roommate. Click on the room selection drop-down and choose roommates, suitemates, and select a term. Here, we can either do a simple roommate search or an advanced roommate search if you want to find someone that is similar to you. After you begin the search, you will have an unmatched roommate, and they will need to log into their My Housing and accept it in order for you to become roommates. Now that you have that done, it's time to select a room. Click the room selection drop-down and then select a room or suite. Next, click on Find Available Rooms, and it will bring up a page that shows you all rooms that you are qualified for and what hall they are in. From there, you can pick any room that you want, and it will show additional details such as how many people can live in the room and how many spots are left. After you have selected a room, pick which bed you want, and assign roommates if you have any. Click I agree, and you have now selected a room. This concludes the registration walkthrough with My Housing. Enjoy your time at Ferris State University.
Move-in day will begin on August 27, 2020. Please review the move-in instructions for when you will move into your residence hall, apartment, or suite on campus to begin your college experience. Operation Move-In will be there to help you. This video will give you some insight on what happens on move-in day.
Welcome! If you're watching this video, then you're getting ready to move into one of the on-campus residential halls. However, there are a few things you need to know in order to check into your new living space. To start, let's talk about when move-in takes place. Move-in times begin in late August and are divided into 4 time slots: Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, and Friday afternoon. While Thursday mornings are usually reserved for North Campus halls and honor students, the other 3 time slots are divided amongst the remaining campus halls. Before you can get settled into your room, however, you will first have to head to the Wink Arena to get a few essential items. Once there, you will head to the basketball arena, where you will be able to receive your room key, personal ID, information on our new laundry app, and directions that will lead you to your campus hall and designated parking lot. Once you arrive at your campus hall, you will be greeted by bulldogs in action, who will help you move your furniture and items from the parking lot to the residential halls with their campus golf carts. Once you're finally settled in the residential hall, you'll be able to participate in various ice-breaking programs, like athletic events and picnics, to help you get better acquainted with your new living space as well as the campus itself. Thanks for watching, and welcome to Ferris State University.
Getting involved in residence life is a great way to make new friends on campus. A few ways to get involved in residence life is by joining hall councils, becoming a residence hall assistant, working the front desk, participating in programs, becoming housing staff, or working safety and security for housing department. Here is a list of what you should bring to campus on move-in day. And here is a list of what you're not allowed to bring to campus on move-in day. This is a more detailed video on what you can and can't bring to campus.
Hi there, and welcome to Ferris State University. Like me, you're probably about to move into the campus halls, like this one. But like any housing complex, there are rules about what you can have. That's why I'm here, to help you learn about everything and anything you'll need to make your residence hall room feel like home. To start off, there are a few things that the residence hall supply for you, such as a bed, desk, wardrobe, and more at the front desk. Let's move on to the necessities. There are a few things you'll need to bring to your room, some of which you can find here in the University Center bookstore. The first and most important thing is a backpack. You can't survive school without one. You will also need notebooks, folders, pens and pencils, a planner, calculator, flash drive, and more. Now let's get into the fun stuff and talk about what you can bring to your room in order to make it feel more like home. Some basic things to bring are room decorations, dry erase boards, silverware and dishes, food storage, an area rug, extra seating, and anything else that's safe and will make you feel more comfortable. Also, be sure to bring personal hygiene products like a toothbrush, toothpaste, body wash, shampoo, toilet paper, and a shower curtain. Hampers, laundry detergent, dryer sheets, dish soap, and cleaning supplies are also a must-have while living in the campus resident halls. As for electronics, you can bring power strips, extension cords, stereo systems, Ethernet cords, fans, computers, TVs, gaming consoles, printers, and more. You may also have up to a 750-watt microwave and no larger than a 4.6 cubic foot fridge. Unfortunately, you can't bring just anything into the residence halls, such as candles, candle warmers, incense, toasters, space heaters, Medusa lamps, air conditioners, water beds, routers, and pets other than a fish. You can absolutely not bring any knives longer than 2.5 inches or any other weapon, illegal drugs, explosive, and drug alcohol paraphernalia. Now that you know what you can and can't bring, you can sit back and relax in your new college home. Welcome to Ferris.
When living in residence halls, you have the option to use bunk beds or use a loft. North Hall is the only hall that comes pre-lofted for you. You also have the option to build your own loft. In order to find the blueprints for the loft, first go to the housing website. Once on the website, click Quick Links and then click Lofts. Here is where you will find those blueprints. Now on to dining. The Rock Cafe is one of the dining halls on campus. It is located in the south side of campus next to Brophy McNerney, Miller, Ward, and Pickell halls. The Rock is open from 7 a.m. to midnight with all-you-care-to-eat options. The Rock is one of the places included with your meal plan. The Quad is another dining hall on campus. It is located on the north side of campus inside the University Center. The Quad is open Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. with all-you-care-to-eat options. This is also included with your meal plan swipes as well. Here's a list of all of the Ferris dining locations. In order to purchase meals from these locations, you are able to use your dining dollars, Bulldog Bucks, cash, or credit or debit card. All locations are placed throughout campus except for Founders Grill, which is located at Cat Key Golf Course. If you are new to Big Rapids and looking for a job, Dining Services offers many student employment options for you. To apply, use the URL to fill out an application. Make sure to submit all applications via mail or in person to Student Employment Coordinator. The address is provided below. For more information or if you have any questions, please click the links below. Welcome home, Bulldogs. See you soon.
All right. Well, a lot of great information there. Please note that this recording, this Admitted Student Live event today is being recorded. And if you want to refer to that video again, it will be available. It'll be archived at the Ferris Visit site, the Visit tab from the home page, and then click on Presentations and Tours, and you'll find this event archived there, and we'll have that up next week. Now, questions are coming in, and so we're going to get right to it. Please use the chat feature to ask your questions, and we'll get them to the appropriate panelists. Also, a quick reminder, if you haven't yet done so, hashtag Admitted Student Live on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. One lucky winner will get a parking pass for this coming academic year. Elizabeth wanted to know about the Lowe's Loft kits. Are they still available for this coming year? Brian or Emily, who wants to field that one?
They're temporarily not available, but that could change. But right now, Lowe's is not taking orders.
Okay.
That could change, though.
And like so many things that we're experiencing right now, and you know, it's a very fluid situation with a lot of things evolving on a daily basis. So we encourage all of our incoming students to really stay connected, attend our events, pay attention to your Ferris email account, visit the website, because we'll be updating and adding information as things change or if new information is available. Question here, does the campus clean the bathrooms in the dorms, or are the students responsible for cleaning?
Emily.
I'll take this one. Okay, so at other college campuses, a thing called community bathrooms is a reality. At Ferris State University, that's great that we don't have that, because you don't have to share a bathroom with your entire floor. You just share a bathroom with your seat. So in most of our residence halls, this is the outline. You have room A, room B, and then you share a bathroom that connects. And so in this shared bathroom, you are responsible for cleaning it and keeping it at your hygienic preference.
Well stated. Another question that we have here. Tom wanted to know, what is Wink Arena? Tom, Wink Arena is part of our sports complex. It's where our basketball teams compete, and it's at the arena in the sports complex where students first go on move-in day to get the process started to get into their residence hall. Again, we ask that you please use the chat feature to pose questions. I know we answered a lot of them in the chat window while the presentation was playing. I want to take this opportunity and shift gears a little bit and ask Scott, our Director of Dining Services, a little bit about the dining options that are available for students in terms of meal plans and where they can learn more about those, Scott. More importantly, not to necessarily go through them, but how students can learn about what meal plan might suit them best.
So all the meal plan options are out on our Ferris Dining webpage, which can be found at ferris.edu. We've done a little change in our lineup this year. We have 3 different unlimited plans, which are the Platinum, the Gold, the Crimson, and then we've added a 14 Traditional. And kind of the difference between those plans is a 14 Traditional gives you 14 swipes or entries into either the Rock or the Quad per week, where the Crimson, the Gold, and the Platinum allow you to come in as many times as you would like during the day. You know, the prices are different. The Gold and the Platinum come with dining dollars, and what dining dollars are is basically a currency that's used within dining itself. So you can use those dollars at, you know, say for instance, Starbucks at the UC to get, you know, a coffee drink, or you could use it to purchase, you know, chips and, you know, a bag of cookies or something of that sort from the market or the snack shack. Or you could use it to bring in friends or family into the dining halls. And also, the Gold and the Platinum both come with guest meal swipes also. So the Gold comes with 8 and the Platinum comes with 12. And those allow you to bring your friends in or bring your family in at no cost to you. So if you plan on having friends and family visit, I always suggest getting the Gold or Platinum. You know, I think as a freshman, I always encourage everyone to go with one of the unlimited plans, either the Crimson, the Gold, or the Platinum. It gives you all the options that you need. You won't have to worry about going hungry. If you want to come in and just grab, you know, a cup of coffee in the morning, and maybe come in a little bit later in the morning and grab a donut, you can do that. You know, where with like the 14 Traditional, that would have used up 2 swipes and you'd only have 12 remaining for the week. We also have many other options on campus as far as retail outlets go. We do have a food truck, which we just got started last year. So we'll have that out probably at the Quad, out in the Quad this year to start the school year out with. and you are allotted one meal exchange right now per day. We might be expanding that depending on some of the protocols that we put together over the summer in our planning. So you could go and get a meal exchange meal. So for instance, you'd be able to get like a burger, a bag of chips, and a drink from the food truck. Also, Herbert and Gerbert's, you're allotted to use those meal exchanges there. And there's 6 different subs on that menu that you can utilize within that meal exchange, and that also comes with a bag of chips and a drink. And then we also have different meal exchanges available at the Snack Shack and the Market, which are both kind of C-store type of outlets, but we do have pre-made sandwiches, salads, and we will be expanding into a more of a grab-and-go entree lineup for this year also. And then the grill pit is also another option for utilizing that. So we have a ton of different options on campus. Nobody should ever go hungry. If you're having any issues, always come to the dining services office, or you contact me directly, and we'll work with you to make sure that nobody's going hungry and that everybody can find solutions for themselves.
Thank you very much, Scott. And actually, while we've got you right here, a question from Cole. Will the dining be self-served because of the COVID?
Most likely all self-service stations will be taken out. We currently do not have a ton of self-service areas anyways. Luckily, we have been probably 75% full service already, in the past years. So we will be eliminating those few ones that are self-service and putting those into areas where they can be served by our staff that, will be trained in sanitation, and we'll have all the proper protective equipment to make sure that all of our guests are safe and all the food that we are serving is safe.
Yeah, and again, there are protocols being developed. There's a lot of committees on campus right now that are working at developing the plans to ensure that we have the safest possible environment for housing, dining, learning, labs, living, everything. That's happening right now, and that's really what's of primary importance to the staff here at the university. Question from Cynthia. What's the benefit to residing in honors dorms versus regular dorms?
Yeah, so in our honor hall residence halls versus our just standard residence halls, one of the biggest perks is the honors scholarship. How it breaks down is you get a single room for the price of a double if you live in the honors hall. So there's like the monetary benefit. The academic benefit is you are on a floor with other honor students. So they'll have a more focused, like studious environment. Also, the honors halls do their own interaction within the halls. So your honors office and your living arrangement are very much connected. So you will have the presence of the honors office and the instructors and the office at your beck and call more often than if you lived in a standard hall.
All right, thank you, Emily. Angelina wanted to know, how do we know which move-in day we have? Brian, you're on mute.
All right, sorry about that. Right now we're scheduled for August 27th to start move-in. And as the video said, normally in the morning we'll start with honors and the North Hall. That is still our target date. Again, we're really fluent with everything. We may extend the hours. We may extend days, but right now move-in day is Thursday, August 27th. You'll be informed by your hall director. Emily, you want to kind of talk about how that happens, what you send out?
Yeah, so like a couple weeks prior to the actual move-in day parade, we send you information from your specific hall director, and that'll include driving directions, specific things for the halls. Like in North Hall, for example, we have drywall, so command hooks and strips are not very good for our halls because it leaves considerable damage. So that's something I would say in that email. But we do give you communication and tell you the exact date, time, and then give you a map on how to get to campus once you enter the Big Rapids area.
Okay, excellent. Yep. So, go ahead, Brian.
No, that's good. Correct. Sounds good.
Okay, a question from Kate. Is it too late to request a single?
No, not at all. If you haven't signed a contract yet, you'll just go into My Housing, sign a contract, and then when you get to the room selection, you'll want to pick a single. Yep, it's not too late. We have plenty of singles.
It's not too late. All right. Question, tell us about the laundry situation. Do the machines take coins or is there another payment method that is used?
It's going to be just like home this year. So it is completely open. We're going to have, if everything goes as planned, we're going to have a laundry app. You'll be able to tell when your washer's finished, when your dryer's finished, when there's washers and dryers available. There'll be an app for your hall. And they call it just like home. There will be no coin, no card. You'll just go down and you'll be able to use the washers and dryers just like home.
This is a big deal. We're very excited about this.
We were a card system until now. Now we're just like home. Yep.
And I gotta say, that's the first I've heard of this, and this is great.
Yes, it just happened. I mean, we're just happened.
I feel a little dopey being so excited about it, but I am so excited about it.
Yeah. And it's big for us. Yeah.
Laundry is exciting. We all like clean clothes. A student posed a question to Emily, wanted to know if freshmen can have cars on campus, which leads me to this, #AdmittedStudentLive on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And one participant today that uses that hashtag will win a parking permit for the upcoming academic year. Emily, can a freshman have a car on campus?
Absolutely. You can bring your car to campus and live in the residence hall. The one trigger to this idea and thing is you need to sign up through our parking services in DPS. They post on their website when you can sign up for a parking pass and how you do it. The reason this deadline and this date is very important for you to remember is because in our residence halls, we have parking lots close to the halls, and then we have parking lots far away from the halls. And when I say far, it's still walking and manageable, but it's not as convenient as just falling out of your hall into your car. So make sure you go to the DPS website and parking services website and really understand the date that you sign up. A lot of our returning students actually create sign-up parties at midnight to get their parking spot, specifically if you're in House Vanderbilt Clark in North Hall. North Hall, for example, has 224 parking spaces for a 402 capacity building. So almost half of our building is walking from a farther lot. So yes, please bring your car to campus if that's something that you need and want, but make sure that you're being proactive and signing up for a pass as soon as you can to get that convenience.
Okay, a question came in from Nicholas. Since the governor today says we can now meet in groups of 10, why can't we do orientation in person? A lot of us need to see campus with our parents, and I'll take that one. Nicholas, we had to make the plans for orientation during a time when we weren't certain that we'd be able to meet in groups of 10 right now, and had to ensure that we provided a quality, informative orientation experience for our incoming students so they come in on a solid foundation. Now, with the loosening of restrictions, if we continue to see the threat of disease transmission and spread continue to diminish and restrictions are lifted, certainly there are hopes that we'll be able to open campus back up sooner and perhaps have some visit programs before the start of classes. But we certainly can't promise that right now. That can't be guaranteed. You know, even what the governor stated today, groups of 10 still having to practice social distancing amongst those groups. But we encourage you to take a look at the virtual tours that we have available at our visit site. While certainly there's no substitute for being on campus in person, those virtual tours can certainly give you a good look of the facilities and a nice idea about the layout of the campus. And those are available at the visit link at the university's homepage. So I'm going to scroll down here. If you have an unlimited meal plan, what does one meal exchange do for you? Technically, you are unlimited. Maybe, Scott, you could further explain the difference between meal exchange and unlimited and that?
Yeah, so let me explain that a little bit better. So with an unlimited plan, that gives you unlimited access to both all you care to eat facilities, which are the Rock and the Quad Cafe. So what a meal exchange does for you is it gives you a little bit more variety. So it gives you the option to, get a sandwich or a sub, or possibly, what the offerings are out on the food truck. What I always say to students, a great way to utilize this, and the way I would be to swing by Herbert's and Gerbert's during the day, during the week, and pick myself up a sub that I can go back and throw into my fridge in my residence hall room and have as a midnight snack or whatever it might be. But it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. It gives you a chance to get something that's, custom made and done for you fresh as you walk up to and order it.
And I guess really the biggest difference, the meal exchange is going to be coming from one of the other venues, not going into the sit-down dining hall.
Correct. It gives you another option, a little more variety.
Had a question about, thank you, Scott. We had a question then about banking options. Is there a bank that partners with the university? Huntington Bank is on campus with ATMs, and they're available with a branch near campus right here in Big Rapids. And Jeff, if you want to chime in on this, maybe you could give a little more information on the process of connecting with Huntington Bank.
That's actually done either directly through Huntington Bank, or there are links within our student financial services that you would be able to then queue into Huntington. Locally, we also have a Fifth Third Bank. We have an independent bank. Drawing a blank on Chemical Bank is also another one that is in town. And then we do have a few local banks that are available. But Huntington is the one that we do have ATMs within the university.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Robin had a question. Have any of the dorms been updated?
Yes, North Hall was just recently built. I think we're on year 4. Clark Hall was renovated 2 summers ago with quite an extensive renovation and furniture. We have plans to upgrade Miller Hall next summer.
Bond Hall?
Go ahead, Emily.
I was just reminding you, Bond Hall got a renovation as well.
And then Hall had a lobby renovation, and that is slated for furniture upgrade next year. So we have had some renovations on campus. We are continually upgrading our carpeting, our lighting, our painting, etc. So when we say renovation, we're talking all new furniture, all new carpeting, upgrading mailboxes, etc. But all our halls are upgraded every 5 to 7 years with carpeting, paint, etc. So we're constantly upgrading our halls. Our apartments have all been upgraded. They're about 25 years old now, and they've all been upgraded. And our suites are approximately 12 years old.
All right, thank you, Brian. Another question here. I think your video showed toilet paper as a necessary item. It is a necessary item. Is this supplied by the university, or students, do they need to bring their own?
Unfortunately, no. We do not provide you with toilet paper. You are responsible for going to either like Meijer or Walmart or wherever you choose to buy your toilet paper. So you need to get it yourself.
So
I wish.
You provide your own toilet paper.
Yes.
Daniel wanted to know, what is the laundry app called that we were talking about?
It's a CSC company that we just partnered with. We're just in the process of bringing them on board. And the actual app you'll receive, once you cut to your hall, you'll receive the app at the hall to load the app onto your phone. And that's how that'll work. Our company that we have right now is actually leaving campus. CSC is actually coming to campus. So we're right in that transition period right now.
All right, excellent. Oh, Sam has a good question here. Are there kitchens or kitchenettes or kitchen appliances in the residence halls available to the students, or are they only able to get food in the designated dining facilities?
Yes, so in all of our residence halls, we do have small kitchens available for students to use community style. So for example, in Bond Hall, there are like, I think 3 kitchens throughout the entire building. And then students are able to go to the front desks where we have pans, like it's basic cooking things like pans, spatulas, I think a sponge, things like that. So you are able to utilize the kitchens for your midnight cookie making needs. And we have supplies at the front desk, so you don't have to go and bring your entire kitchen with you. We try to make it as convenient as possible. We just ask that you leave your student ID card as collateral, so we know that we can get our pan back whenever you're done using it.
Well, and Emily, maybe you could talk a little bit about the public kitchen space in North Hall.
Yes, that's actually one of my favorite features of our residence hall, specifically North Hall. It's a really beautiful hub of community. Students tend to gather there quite a bit and study, bake cookies, bake ramen. Sometimes people do fun birthday meals and they just cook it all together. And it's just a really lovely place to be in, be with your friends and neighbors. And then we just ask that you clean up after yourself so the next group can also enjoy it as well.
There it is. All right. Do dorms have vacuum cleaners, irons, or ironing boards for loan or use? And what else is available to check out?
Yes. So the front desk, just to kind of give you a rundown, we do have vacuum cleaners and brooms and dustpans to use. We do not have ironing boards or iron, things like that. That's up to you to bring because that's more of a smaller appliance. But brooms and vacuums, yes, we do have that available. Other things that the front desk offers is printing. So once you're connected to the campus internet system and printing system, you are able to use the printer at the front desk and print. I think you get a 100-page credit as soon as you get to campus. So you can print your first 100 pages for free. You just have to sign in. You just have to sign in through the campus system. We also have board games available at most of our front desks. So if you and some pals want to play Jenga, Monopoly, what Pandemic was a big one a couple of years ago, Apples to Apples, we do have some games available, and we have a list of that at the front desk. So if you want to pull off some steam, we have some games. We also sometimes have sporting equipment like basketballs, soccer balls, volleyballs, because we do have some sand pits outside that you can use for recreational needs. Other things at the front desk include cooking supplies, like I said previously, and then we also have some minor cleaning supplies, and that's specifically for cleaning the kitchen after you're done using it. So we usually have a Dawn dish soap and a sponge, and then vacuum cleaners and mops.
All right. What is the cost for printing after the first 100 pages?
I haven't met anybody who's exceeded the 100. So.
But I have the answer.
Jeff has the answer.
I do, because I saw that pop up, so I looked at it. It's available in the library for 10 cents a page for each black and white sheet, and then it's 25 cents a page for each color sheet. But again, most students are not printing that much. The other piece to note too is that within each academic college, they usually will have a computer lab as well, and so you may be able to even print within there. So just kind of keep that in mind, that a lot of the stuff that you're going to be actually submitting to your instructors is going to be electronic. So you'll be submitting your papers electronically. You probably won't be printing as much as you may be anticipating in terms of the needs for your actual classes.
Yeah, agree.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Robin with the question, and sorry, I think I skipped this earlier, so I'm glad you reposted. Robin wants to know how she can sign up for work study.
Are you, I guess, would the question be work study, a work study job, or would it be to actually sign up for work study? If it's actually signing up for work study, it's actually something you do through the FAFSA application. And so you'd want to make sure that you select that as an option or work with our financial aid office through that process because they can assist you with that. As far as applying for a work study position, usually around August 1st, the jobs will be posted right on our student employment page. I'll actually take you there so you can see how to find that student employment page. So let me do a quick screen share here because that's going to be coming up soon and a lot of people will start looking for different positions. So if you go to ferris.edu, select student under student life, select student employment. You can see there's a summer work study request form that's out there right now. And so again, you may be able to even find that request form out there for the fall, but typically you want to work with our financial aid office through that process. But then the job postings will be located right over here. And so usually, like I said, the beginning of August, you'll be able to find those. And I would encourage you to take a look at that. But throughout the year though, too, you will be able to continually apply for positions as they become available.
And it should be noted that if you do have work study as a component of your financial aid, that's going to make you a very attractive employee candidate on campus, as departments like to hire as many work study students as they can. So if you didn't indicate on your FAFSA that you'd be willing to accept work study as a component of financial aid, please do so, because that might open you up for some additional opportunities. And while we're on the topic of work study, it seems like a natural, both dining and housing are amongst the larger employers here on campus. Scott, could you talk about the kind of student employees that you're looking for in dining and the kinds of roles that are available?
Yeah, we basically are always looking for students pretty much throughout the whole year. We have, anywhere from being, in the dish room and doing dishes, to serving food to the customers, to cleaning out in the dining hall, to assisting the cooks in preparing dishes. We have baristas for Starbucks. We have student managers, student supervisors. We have a lot of students that get into catering also. That seems to be an area that a very select students really love to get into that. And once they get into it, they stay there in catering all throughout. But it is, it's a certain student that appreciates that type of work. We're very flexible with our hours. We do a when to work scheduling program where students can pick their shifts. And so we work around pretty much anyone's shifts, and we just encourage that they communicate with us on that. But tons of different opportunities. We've had some students that have worked for us and continued to work for us and actually have gone into full-time positions with us. We actually have one student that is a full-time employee now while he's finishing up school. So a lot of great opportunities. We have another student right now that just became one of our managers also, our full-time assistant managers. So it can also be a career for some folks, especially, through the hospitality area and that sort of thing.
All right, thanks, Scott. And now I'll turn to Brian and Emily with the same question. Employment through the Office of Housing and Residence Life. I know a lot of them, you have to have a little time on campus, but talk about what sort of jobs are out there in housing.
Yes, housing offers quite a few opportunities for students to get employment. The one that you would be qualified for right out of the gate is our desk service assistant. So at each and every residence hall, we have a 24-hour desk system, because that's part of our safety and security protocol. So we need eyes on the front doors and in the lobby 24/7. And so we need people to be there and make sure that our community is being safe and reporting anything that looks suspicious. I will say those are very competitive jobs. And so if you are interested in it being a desk service assistant, definitely start talking to your senior student staff member in your building, your HD and your RA, just so we can tell you how to do the application process. With our year ending so abruptly, we didn't have an opportunity to hire as many DSAs as we usually do, so there will be some opportunity for employment specifically this fall. We also have our RAs and which stands for resident advisor, and then we have our community advisors in the East Campus Suite and the West Campus department. Those positions, you need a little bit of time at Ferris before you can rush into that employment, because we ask that you have a year of on-campus living experience before you apply for that position. And what those positions are the peer leader of your floor or your community. So your RA or your CA will be on your floor, living where you live, talking to you. They'll be seeing you at your 8 a.m. class, and they'll be seeing you at their midnight round. They do safety and security rounds of the building. They also work with Housing and Residence Life just to make sure that some of our admin stuff is taken care of. If we need to find a student or contact a student, they're available to kind of reach out to the residents, and they're that bridge between the administration and our residents. So they're really awesome and they're great to work with. All of you will have an RA or a CA when you live on campus. There's no way you can't have one. Make sure you find out who they are whenever you get here. Also, we have our front office. So in Kramer Hall is like the main central hub of housing. And we do have 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. student staff sit at that desk as well. It's a little different than the DSA position in the hall, but it's still a really great opportunity for students to answer phone calls and then work within the office as well. And then this isn't directly employed under housing, but we also have students who work with our custodial teams to keep the buildings in a really safe and sanitary environment. Brian, did I miss anybody?
No, you got it all.
Awesome.
Good job.
You know, one of the things that incoming freshmen, you know, really have to learn is that time management when there's so many opportunities on campus. Obviously, number one priority, class and schoolwork, but then you want to join all these student organizations, you want to get a job on campus, and so it takes some management to figure out what you can take, and for in some instances, one of those night jobs might be great for students, and I believe some do their homework during those overnight hours. So there's all sorts of job opportunities. And if you really want to engage and meet people on campus and get involved, there's joining student organizations, there's meeting your classmates, but a great way to do it is by getting an on-campus job, whether it's in housing or dining or at the rec center or elsewhere on campus, because that's where you're really going to meet people. I worked in the mailroom when I was a student at Ferris back in the 80s. And I picked up a lot from my rounds every day and learned a lot. But this isn't about me. So we'll go on to the questions here. Jackie wants to know, how do I find out what size rug would fit in Brophy Hall rooms? And don't we have a schematic or a chart out there somewhere?
Yep, it's right on our website. Yeah, all the different room sizes are right on our website. I don't know if Jeff can get to that, but yeah, let me. Are you almost there, Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff's going to bring it up for us here at Housing and Residence Life.
Okay, and then go down to, scroll down to halls. Yep, and then any of them, and then you.
Brophy Hall was the specific question.
You want to go to South Campus.
Yep, South Campus. Yep, and then scroll down and layout. There you go. They're very specific to the inch, and also tells you right there what comes in the hall. So very informative of what you're going to see when you walk in, and then what you have available for floor space. If you're building a loft, the loft dimensions are also on our website, but that gives you some detailed information about the size of the room and what actually comes in the room.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Jeff, for bringing that up. Boy, how quickly this hour has gone by here. It's been a couple minutes since we've had any questions, so we'll throw it out there one last time for questions from any of our participants. And while they're posing those questions, if there are any more, I'd like to turn to our panel, Scott and Brian and Emily, for any, well, we're going to wait because the question did come in. If we own our own loft, do we need to get it approved?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So what you would need to do is go on our website and take a look at the what our requirements are. You should be able to tell from there whether or not the loft that you have is going to be approved. If it's pre-bought, a lot of lofts are pre-bought. Normally those lofts are structurally sound, but we have had times where we've actually had to have our physical plant come in and approve the loft. Yep. And
that's primarily a safety function. We don't want you, sleeping 6 feet off the ground and suddenly have you on the ground from 6 feet up. Sam has a question. Will our mail come to our rooms, or does each hall have its own mail room?
The front desk is the hub of all of our residence halls, so your mail and packages will be delivered to the front desk. And your mail, so letters from grandma, things like smaller packages, those will go directly into your mailbox. So when you come to campus, you'll either get a mail key or you'll get a mail code, and you will have your own mailbox that you can open and look for mail every single day. If it's a bigger package from Amazon or from wherever, you will get a notification on your email or in text form, and that'll say, you have a package at the front desk, please pick it up as soon as you can. And then you go and then you just show like your student ID saying, I am who this package says I am, and then they give you a package, because we do not want to keep your mail or your packages behind the desk. It's very important that you pick it up.
Yes.
Hey, Luke wanted to know, what's the tag for a chance to win the free parking pass? Hashtag admitted student live. Hashtag admitted student live on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and we'll select one winner from folks who put that out there today for a free parking pass. Robin wanted to know, when is the deadline to sign up for room and board?
For room,
Yeah.
you can come opening day, and we'll get a space for you. How about you, Scott?
We'll take dining meal plans at any point.
Yep.
All of that being said, if you do have an interest in living on campus, you know this is the place, sign up sooner than later though. So you do
Correct.
have preference of where you go, especially if you are coming in on move-in day with all of your belongings. You don't really get a good choice, because it's whatever is really left over, because everyone else has already picked their space.
Correct.
So if you are interested in living on campus, the deadline is a deadline, but please sign up now if you know this is something you want to do, or you have to.
Right. Sooner the better.
Please.
And Daniel has asked, what time exactly does move-in start on the morning of the 27th?
So our move-in processes work by zone. So on move-in day, let's say the 27th, I believe the morning is reserved for our honors halls, and then I believe South Campus. No, we break it up by where you are in community. So last year, north side of campus was at 12 o'clock on the Thursday of move-in. And then I think south side honors halls was the morning of the first day.
Correct.
So you will get that notification. It'll be on our website, but especially a couple weeks before move-in day, you will get an email from your hall director explaining your move-in time and your and date. So we break it up by half day, so you are either a morning move-in or an afternoon move-in. If either of those times don't work for you or are not convenient for you and your family's needs, definitely reach out to housing and we can work something out.
All right. Thank you for that, Emily. And Robin wanted to know, how much is a parking pass if you're not fortunate enough to win one? It's $130 for 1 year, and that's good for the academic year. And also had a question, will there be any more of these admitted student live events? And as a matter of fact, there will be. Next week at this time, we will be featuring financial aid and the student ID card process. Financial aid and the student ID card process will be highlighted next week at 3:30 for Admitted Student Live. And registration for that event, I believe, will be up tomorrow at our visit tab. And you can register for that, though it should be noted, the invitation you received for today, you could use that for the event next week as well, but we would prefer that you do register, because we're trying to keep track of folks who are joining us and participating at our virtual events during these uncertain times.
Yes.
I think now that we look to have got through all of the questions. What's that?
Can I add something to that question?
Yeah.
I know you asked about specifically admitted student open houses, but if you have additional housing and dining questions beyond this conversation, we do have a opportunity. I think it's like Tuesdays and Thursdays, but am I sharing my screen? I think I am.
Yes, you are.
It's this one. It's the virtual chat with housing and dining, and it's Tuesday chat, and then we have a Thursday chat. And so we log on for an hour twice a week. So if you have specific questions, you can definitely click on to our housing website and find us that way.
Terrific. And for folks that maybe get into the housing contract process and have some questions or aren't sure about something, a great way to connect with you. And of course, they can also use housing@ferris.edu by email?
Yes.
All right. With that, anything that Scott or Brian or Emily, was there anything today that you wanted to make sure we shared that we didn't get to, or any closing thoughts or comments for our new Bulldogs here today? Scott, we'll start with you.
I think we hit everything from the dining perspective. We're just excited about having students on campus and feeding people and making everybody happy. And again, we're here for you guys. And if you have any questions, please reach out. The chats that Emily was talking about have been really great sources to specifically get questions answered about housing and dining. And you get a little bit of, kind of one-on-one time with us at that point. So if you have big concerns, please log on to one of those and we'll make sure that you're feeling good about coming onto campus.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Emily.
I just want to say that housing and residence life is your home away from home. To jump on a little soapbox, living on campus is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you only get to enjoy for just a little bit. So it's so fun. It's challenging at times, but it's a really great learning and living opportunity, and housing is going to take care of you. We love our residents. I work directly with our student staff members, so our CAs and RAs, and they are dedicated student leaders. They truly care about the people in their community, and we're just so excited to have you on campus. It's really wonderful what we do in the halls, and I cannot wait for you to come live with us.
Thanks, Emily. And Brian.
Yeah, so to kind of tag along with Emily, please ask questions if you have any housing questions, and housing@ferris.edu. We're within just an email away from answering your questions. We've got our Zoom sessions. We're looking forward to seeing you this fall, and welcome home, Bulldogs.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Jeff, any closing comments today?
No, I mean, it's been great, all the information that was shared today. I know I learned a lot of stuff, even though I've been a recruiter for years now. I learn things every presentation I sit through. I truly look forward to you guys joining us in the fall. And, as everyone has mentioned, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. That stays true through this whole process. We're here to support you through the admissions office. And I always tell students, if we don't know the answer, we at least know where to direct you. So feel free to reach out. If you don't know who to contact, reach out to admissions, either admissions@ferris.edu or giving us a call at 231-591-2000. We're here to help and can help you navigate sometimes these overwhelming and sometimes confusing processes, but we'll get you through it.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. And, I'd like to say in my 17 years now of working in higher education here at Ferris State, one of the things that is a hallmark, and I know that this has been backed up by studies multiple times across the country, that the friends you make in your residence hall, the connections you make, that first couple weeks, really, the people that you meet and the people that you live with in that building, many of them are going to be your friends for the rest of your life. And that's a really great part of the experience of living on campus, is you make those connections and those bonds as you're all going through that same transition together of moving away from home and living on your own, and no more high school, you're in college now. And when you're with a group of people and you're doing it collectively, you make some really strong bonds and some great friendships. And a lot of that happens at Ferris State University. Thank you so much all for joining us here today. If you do have questions related to admissions or financial aid, please know that there are virtual appointments available, one-on-ones. You can go to the Visit tab at the university's homepage and sign up to meet with an admissions officer or a financial aid officer. The Zoom meetings for housing, and you can also email housing or dining directly should you have any specific questions. Thank you so much for joining us today. Next week, it'll be financial aid and the student ID carding process, and that'll be at 3:30. Sign up for that. It'll be open tomorrow, and you can register for that. And we hope to see you next week. Thank you for joining us for Admitted Student Live. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!
Thank you.